Hello Malcolm, hello everyone else. I'm having some trouble with RimWorld jumping in and out of full screen, which will take it in and out of the damn video, so we're just gonna... Oh, are you kidding me? Well, we'll have to call this a test video, won't we? Well, whatever, we're just doing the video. Forget it. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna test how capable my OBS software really is. I think it'll do it just fine. So we're going back to Avro's trading post, which survived the 1.0 upgrade. Avro is now a young woman, probably heading into her late 20s. I think she's in her mid-20s now. She was 15 when she came here and carved this place from the rock with her bare hands and a charge rifle. She did well. She had some close calls, but she did well. She's still uninjured, healthy, and happily married. She's done rather well, in fact. Our happiest colonist is Sar One-Handed. Sar got all wrecked in some early combats. She doesn't tend to get wrecked in current combats. I've been placing her carefully, and she's using a minigun, so she's just a close-range defender, kind of off to one side, so she doesn't absorb the full force of the fire, because I don't want her hurt anymore. So, decided this was a good moment for the episode, because we are trapped. Good start time. We are stuck in the colony. I've forbidden both these granite security doors here. And I've deactivated all our external turrets. They're all on switches. Every external turret we have has a switch, thank gosh. Watson just created a masterwork camel hair button-down shirt. Good for Watson. So these are man-hunting rhinos here in the middle of winter at -3°C on the 9th of December. That's fine. Good time for a colony tour, eh? So this is our original room that Avro first started in, and that is probably our second original butcher table, and the original freezer, which is pretty full. We've had some trouble keeping meat in stock because a warg self-tamed, and I guess those little devils are hungry, plus our panthers and stuff regularly eat meat on their own without, they'll eat meals too. The warg eats only meat, or corpses. We like our warg. It's a nice warg. It's our colonist's friend. But we were lucky to be able to buy a large amount of insect meat from 2 traders in a row, so we just loaded up on the disgusting insect meat, which the colonists don't eat, and it's quite cheap to buy. So I'm definitely keeping that in stock. Is that pemmican? My god, that's pemmican, yes. So yeah, the original room, here's the prison. It's pretty much a hospital. If I take it off prisoner pop, it's a hospital. It's our overflow hospital. It works great. It's fine. And it's a nice, impressive, comfy room with an excellent quality slate large sculpture in it, so it's good. And then, yeah, down here we've got our first workroom. We've got our limestone electric crematorium. Takes care of a lot of trouble. We don't have a chair for it because quick work. We've got our steel drug lab, which just makes meds. That's hooked up to both tool benches here to crank its work speed to 112. Machining table the same, and that we're mostly making flak pants and flak vests and the like on that. And a Taylor electric bench down here, and it just connects to the tool thing. So it was a luckily designed thing. We just cut it out of the rock quickly because we were hard up. I mean, this was way back in the day. So yeah, our enclosed field here. Here's our warg wandering. Show off, female warg. If we get a male warg, we're going to have to get rid of one of them. We do not want any more breeding animals. We've already got 2 female panthers, and it's a nightmare. They just keep breeding. Over here, we had this extra rec room. I probably showed you guys last time. But we had some sandstone, so we made sandstone tiles. And we had a nice little rec room here with some nice granite walls to add to the beauty. So we didn't know what to do with it. So we made it into an animal sleeping room. And at the time, I suddenly noticed that the game... Need warm clothes, eat the warm clothes, we wear armor. The game classifies anything with animal beds in it as a damn barn. Why isn't it giving me a room function? Oh, I need stats, that's right, there we go. Barn. A very impressive, rich, somewhat spacious, pretty clean barn. So anything I put animal beds is a barn, including our original dining room here, which is very nice and pleasant and has a poker table, and God knows what it should be classified as, frankly. So half our rooms are barns. That's no biggie. Here's our main hospital. Well equipped. We've got our vitals monitors going on. And yeah, the second big freezer is here. Lots of cooling units just blasting. It holds out even through heat waves. It'll stay frozen even through heat waves. These 2 small ones, we got this little teeny one feeding this kitchen through an auto door. It's just like a cooking freezer, basically. And that one will get a little above 0. It's only got 4 coolers powering it, but I decided not to bother adding anymore because we've got so many machines and so much power draw and everything. It's crazy. Everything is air conditioned anyway, you know, like you see air conditioners feeding hallways everywhere, and it lights it up blue where it's cooling. So we've got cooling through that entire hallway. These rooms have forbidden back doors because they're pretty much like they're convenient. It was nice to design the rooms so they could be accessed from either dining room side here or field work side here. But in practice, what happens is people go back and forth through them, and it's fine for everyone except Watson, who sleeps during the daytime. And instead of moving Watson, we just forbade these doors. That's fine. As usually, we've got granite, limestone, granite for our bedroom furniture, and granite, limestone, granite for our bedroom art. We're trying to just do that as a theme. Granite tile in every bedroom. Concrete in every hallway, and a bit less hallway lighting than I've done in most bases because the darkness thing comes on and off so fast when they're going between lights that I don't think it's hurting them. Here's one of the switches for controlling the turret here, which is switched down. These turrets get wrecked every time, but the bombs we've planted, IED traps, claim victims every time. They come to kill the turret, they get busy wanting to kill the turret. Look at all the wrecked sandbags around this one. There's so many it glitches the graphics. But yeah, and yeah, we're able to power and switch that even through this heavy wall. It's just enough. This is our only other entrance and exit door, and yeah, there's bombs. But yeah, all's currently forbidden. We've got the combat music still playing because it's combat-y. We're making 3 new bedrooms here, we're making 4 new bedrooms here. And it's a pretty long building project so far because they have to be independently air conditioned, heated, and they have to be fully powered. So I think I worked out a way to get the power lines in. They have a tendency to forget some of the power line blueprints when they build walls on them, so we'll see if everything hooks up and then we'll tune it up. But these should work, heat, cool, and light up successfully, giving us 4 new bedrooms, all nice. All commissioned, ready to go, and I think we have all the materials for them, so we should be good to go on those. A little power generation here, in fact a huge power generation complex here, wind turbines, solars, and a geotherm with another switch for another turret. We don't have enough turrets to provide any serious defense of the base, but that's not the plan. The plan is delay the buggers whilst our 7 mortars, which are, hey, where's our mortars? What's going on? Where's my mortars? Oh, wrong field. Yeah, oh my god, I was so scared for a second there. I'm just having a little wander by the moment. Our 7 mortars can get to work on them. And we have shells stowed away here. And these are in, if we look at the storage zone, the priority is critical, and it stores 1 type of shell, and we've done that with the shells, basically. So the Panthers and other people will just end, especially the Panthers when everyone's drafted to fight. Because we don't use our animals to fight. We love our animals. Hello, Panther Nicholas, age 2. He's hauling hay by 59 to stockpile 15. I'm betting stockpile 15 is the animal feeding stockpile right here. Yep, stockpile 15. These guys are allowed hay and corn. I haven't allowed them potatoes. I kind of could, actually. I might save some trouble. And these guys the same, hay and corn. We got chickens popping away here. Oh, I should check for male chicks right now, so let's just pop in here. So we got new cats. We had another bunch of cats join the colony, but the little devils joined while we were busy talking to a traveling bulk trader from Hyria with their pack muffaloes and such. So we sold them all the female cats so that we wouldn't have a problem, but we kept Gus, Augustus, Flint. And so we have Airy, Gus, Augustus, and Flint are our pet cats in the place. And they do absolutely nothing other than occasionally nuzzle the colonists and make them very happy for being nuzzled. Cats are not trainable or anything. Show off the warg, who self-tamed, fully trained, and ready to rock, can haul, runs around like a demon. We have a tame rat that's self-tamed, and none of the other animals have deigned to eat it, so it lives on. Same with our 2 tame squirrels. Thank God they're both females. And yeah, now we get into the chickens here. So chick 1 is female, then we got some henny hens, and we got chick 15 is male. We go down, and we have no other males, so chick 15 lives on, but if another male gets born, chick 15 is done. I think chick 15 will be the next rooster, however. And yeah, so for pets we use maximum medical care. For chickens we use herbal medical care. The tortoise is a pet. He just comes down here in the stack. He's self-tamed too, you know, whatever. He wanders around the base. I think he's 82. Fine tortoise. Now, the wild boars that we bred for food, let's take us over to the boar pit. Oh god, everything's exploding. Boar pit, boar pit. Here's the boar pit. Here's our boars. And they are providing a good food source, but the problem is they need constant taming. And so they end up forming bonds with people that are... Oh, here's another bloody one. Oh my god. So this one needs to have its bonded master, Larissa, so its heart is no longer broken. And we will train it for killing and stomping. Stupid... I mean, we're going to end up having to slaughter some of these or something. It's awful. But anyway, I should probably kill all the adults that aren't... I should kill all the adults that aren't the tamies, even though we've got a lot of male tamies. I should just whack all the adults that aren't tamies right now, because they adult up pretty fast, and we don't need any more to spawn more boars than the tamies. And if we kill the tamies, people are going to cry. So there we go. That gets us a bit of meat. That'll be messy. It's 7 a.m. It's a really good time to do a slaughter, because there will be plenty of time to clean up the bodies and get them into the main freezer here, the big freezer. So here's our panthers. Minla's pregnant. We're really hoping to sell Minla as soon as we can. She's our older female. And we've got a young female, and we'll protect the young female. We'll keep her in the base. We won't let her be killed if we can avoid it, you know. Panther 20, there she is. We don't need 2 female panthers. They're wonderful hauling animals because they have information. A hauling capacity of 105, higher than a colonist or the warg. An agile and powerful big cat native to the jungles of old Earth, solitary ambush predators, graceful movements, skull-crushing strength. Yeah, we like them, but we're not using them for combat at all. So back to the animals. Okay, we're just checking for chickens, so we ended up there. And there's the dromedaries, herbal care for them. They are milk and wool source, and nothing more. And I think we might have a few too many of them, and I think we're going to just find the oldest dromedary. Look, it's 3, kill it. I feel bad, but it is Animal Slaughter Day in the base here today, so we're going to go ahead and save. Because really, we're locked in. We're not doing any mining right now. We'll get to the mining in a minute. We are still touring. No, you can't go out, sweetheart. There's some... I threw a little bit of bacon in the compost, and Snoopy's absolutely after it. So he's in unless I'm out to watch him, the little devil. Even though he just had a big, fat dinner. So yeah, whoa, where were we? We were here. Okay, so yes, storeroom. You know, typical storeroom. We keep steel, weapons, some silver stuff. We do have orbital trade beacons set up in here, so anything in the storeroom we can trade. Yeah, our second dining room that we built, I think it may be the only slate-tiled room in the base. Slate's a bit rare on this map. We use the stone we mine, and we do buy stone sometimes. But anyway, it turned into a nice dining room, although I'm sure it's classed as a damn barn. Let's check. No, this one gets dining room, but it has 2 animal beds, so maybe it's the balance of animal beds versus human seating. Extremely impressive, rich, quite spacious, beautiful, and slightly dirty. Well, we have a lot of janitors going on staff, but we're trying hard. It's time to start again. What am I doing? So they're busy cooking, they're working, they're eating. That's great. This is a cooler exhaust. This is a main cooling system for all the... Well, it's not a huge section of corridors, but, well, it is actually pretty big. And it's all cross-vented, that's the thing. Everything, there's vent, 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 vents everywhere. That's for fire safety, mainly. I learned early on playing RimWorld that a narrow corridor can become a death trap for colonists if there's even a cable fire. So you want to bury your cables in walls where you can, so that's what we've done. We've buried the cables in walls where we can. And you want to put fire foam poppers when you get the technology and the materials, because, you know, wasting stuff on fire foam poppers is costly. But yeah, we got Firefoam poppers. Let's pop open all the Firefoam poppers. Badook. Now we got Firefoam poppers. We're not like rich with Firefoam poppers, but we've got them covering, well, that's not showing, but pow, yeah, we've got them covering most of the dangerous stuff pretty well. And we do have fires because we do run batteries. So yeah, original battery installations. Here's the first battery installation ever. And then we got the second battery installation ever. It was going to be a bedroom, but then I was like, that's super dinky, and I stuck batteries in it. It's got its own Firefoam popper. It has no bare wiring either, that one, but I believe it has had a fire. Yeah, the fields you can't see right now. So our growing areas are thus, and they're hay, cocoa, corn, many things. A lot of corn, a lot of hay. We're trying to feed those animals because the animals give us meat and milk and oh god, if we dare come out here, these things would ruin us, dude. They would ruin us. There's so much meat on these though. Oh god, like so delicious. Look at the meat amount on these damn things. 270 meat on every single one of them. Oh my god, horrible creatures. You never hunt them though. So we bought a game of board. So we have us game of which is the precursor to backgammon, I believe. And they say it can be played by 1 to 2 players, but that betting's common, so we threw in some betting chairs as well as the 1 to 2 player chairs there. We're happy. Final battery installation, and it will be the last battery installation. You don't want to use a lot of batteries, trust me, man. I've done it too many times. You don't want to use a lot of batteries. When they blow, dear God, the mess, the explosion, people can get hurt super bad. So yeah, this is, yeah, fully independently cooled. We got coolers, and vents going everywhere. You know, if you're doing a lot of rooms and you can only put the coolers in one place, multiplying vents works. So down here, the only cooling these 5 rooms have is these 4 coolers here running this hallway. But we threw 3 vents on intake on every room, and then we just jammed in a lot of vents elsewhere. And the temperature as a result, these are overhead mountain rooms, so they're pretty well insulated anyway. The end result is that they stay cool just fine. Just multiply those vents if you've got a big problem. And keep your cooling corridors short and narrow, too. Because unless you use the ducting mod, you're stuck with doing what I'm doing here. Is using coolers either cross-vented or using a cooling corridor system or both, which I use both. Because I want them to be comfortable everywhere. I want the base to be a stable temperature. Yeah, here's the green room. I've showed you guys it before. Everything in it's made of jade. Like everything in it is made of jade, so it's super expensive. And it's ugly and garish, as a gambling den should be, and it's got chess tables and a poker table, and then it's the basis only billiards table. Then there's the TV room, and you know the reason I made all these little square chairs in the TV room and the 3 screens, it wasn't out of like sheer caprice or whatever. It was because I would pave this, but it's mud, and I don't want to waste a dehumidifier on it. The reason I did this was when I was a little kid, I used to go to the Royal BC Museum in Victoria, where I grew up. And in the Royal BC Museum, there was, like this was back in the 70s and early 80s. Or late 70s, early 80s I went there. There was a room, and it had multiple screens. They weren't TVs, they just displayed changing images. They were some kind of projectors. But multiple screens stacked into a wall of them. And then a whole bunch of little square foam chairs that you could sit on. There was always a program playing on it showing you images and telling you information about like native art or the history of BC or like voyages of exploration or something like that. And it was so awesome. And I loved sitting there. So I tried to recreate that feeling, that cool, carpeted, empty feeling where it's just peaceful. I did end up throwing in 2 animal beds because we're getting so many animals that I need to put them in everywhere. Let's see what this room rate says. It is a barn. Extremely impressive, rich, very spacious, beautiful, and slightly dirty. Now this is a rec room. Unbelievably impressive, luxurious, very spacious, very beautiful, and clean. That'll be my friend Joe arriving. He knows to let himself in, and he knows the dog, so we don't have too much of an issue. Joe's popping in to do some stuff, and I'll be popping out pretty soon. We just want to finish running the tour. So yes, second storeroom that ever became big. Currently, our smelter is off because although we do have a few pieces of scrap steel somewhere in our storage here, or maybe we don't, maybe we used them up. We don't want anyone going out onto the map in this cold weather to fetch scrap steel. There's tons of scrap steel to smelt on the map. This is all sculpture. Oh, and chocolate. We trade in chocolate. We grow cocoa and we trade in chocolate, and it's worth quite a good bit if you're hard up for money. The colonists love it though. Like, they champ it down constantly, and it gives them a recreation bonus when they chow it down, as well as being food, so they just love the chocolate. Bad Luck just got a shoot frenzy. Oh, we gave Bad Luck a proper gun too, eh? Bad Luck has a charge lance. A pulse-charged, rail-assisted lance weapon. It fires a single shot at high velocity, charging it with unstable energy as it leaves the acceleration rail. Yeah, that's right. It makes a hole the size of your head through an enemy animal. Oh yeah, armored targets suffer badly, and the accuracy on the thing is like 98% at long range. It's disturbing. Joe, you can help yourself to a glass of wine. There, that's out for you. So yeah, second hospital. Well, this is, yeah, the third one we built, but it's the secondary hospital. And all the beds in it are covered by vitals monitors, but one of them we had to waste. There was no way to get everything, so two beds, two beds, two beds on it, because there's an uneven number of beds in the bloody thing. And it's shaped like this, so that's the way it is. It works anyway, it's handy. And yeah, just massive fields. We're armored in hard. Like, we've got thick walls. We're generally 4 to 5 thickness, and on areas where we've had people mine right in through here and get into this storeroom. So we've been just beefing out here, just beefing. These are the graves of our original aggressors. Avro put most of those people in their graves on her own, one by one. And yeah, here's our horseshoe pin, which is now a silver horseshoe pin flanked by silver small sculptures. We've got a limestone grand with this telescope. I'm going to say this telescope is for like daytime use because there's plenty lights behind it, so it's kind of spoiled. We're doing a bit of outdoor sculpture. We got another limestone here. We're not going to overdo it, but we're kind of trying to have a theme. So we're starting some wooden sculpture out here, and we actually put a wooden stool by this telescope, which is obviously also for daytime use. We've got a bunch of telescopes though, and they do use them, lights or not. It doesn't seem to bug them. And yeah, we got a bunch of telescopes. Is Rikuskumi going to use it? No, but they do. They use them. They like them. We got them everywhere. It's a certain recreation type, and they really like it. Yeah, well, man, we haven't seen the whole base. Here's one of our 2 food balls. We built this quite a long time ago. We're running potatoes and rice only in it right now. Oh, and smoke leaf. And there's a smoke leaf rolling station just plowing here, so they're constantly just rolling. And they're set to drop on floor. So Tonya there is obviously a little slow right now. Maybe she's high. Let's check her health. No, she's not high. She's just lame at rolling. Crafting, 14. She's not lame at rolling. Oh, time's on 1. I'm used to running time on 2 and 3. The fabrication bench. Oh, we're so well stocked right now. Look at that, eh? It's so disgusting. We're so rich right now. We've got components, gold, uranium, plasteel, and steel rocked in, and they're busy making a new charge lance. It's just like, how wealthy can you get? Watson's cutting some stone here, making some granite blocks for us to build with. And yeah, this is a sculpting station. Another electric tailor bench. We got tool benches here linking to everything basically. And another butcher's because we bring a lot of dead animo in here. Yeah, the other food ball's down here, and it's running mostly berries right now with cotton for backup because we always need cotton, and heel root for backup because you always need heel root. We got a wooden longsword in here. I don't know what to do with that. Useless thing. We've got a stack of older weapons that we've built, some assault rifles and snipers. We'll probably sell them, but it's nice to have them if you get a new colonist, basically. These areas are covered with, let's see, bam, orbital trade beacons. There's a few holes, but most of the stuff down here, and they do go all over here, it just didn't light up. Most of the, now how the hell are these being cooled? They've only got 1 vent each? How am I keep... Oh, that's right. This massive freezer cools these rooms so bloody hard that there's not a problem. Same with this. This will be 18 degrees when it's 43 degrees outside. And the reason why is this. Okay, let's try to just... No, we can't get them all. But, oh yeah, we can get them all this way. Bop. Cooler by 22. And you see how dark the blue is? It's just like, yeah, that's right. That's how much cooling power you have, son. But that's our main freezer, and we decided to cease expanding it downwards and simply add food balls under it in case of needed food production. Because we're on Randy, so we can get more colonists. And we can expand it sideways into this storage if need be, basically. We can just blow this wall out, close this wall off, call this a freezer, make a new storage somewhere else, not a problem. So I don't want to cut any further outwards into the rock this way. I feel really secure the way we're built right now. We're really toughly ensconced. You know, walls are no barrier in RimWorld. They'll send construction types and deconstruct your walls, you know, like boom, 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 done. But if you've got the mortarage, and I might build a few more mortars, but if you've got the mortarage and you've got shells built up, that delay can be quite fatal to them because you can just plow them. I'm learning to use a bit of directed fire. You've got to be very smart with your shells because if you just let them fire wildly... Oh look, it's a cat. It's Ari! You know, for some reason I thought it was Ari. No, he'd be moving faster? No, he's moving really slow. Oh, we're on time 1. Heading to bed, resting down. Ari went to a camel hair animal bed, excellent, in an extremely impressive barn. God, these barns. I've got to do something to fix that somehow. More cooling units, just keeping the place rolling, basically. The cooling units are all set to 19 Celsius, and the heaters are all set to 18 Celsius. So they don't ever fight, and the same with the big things. Most of the coolers are set to -3, and then 1 or 2 will be set to like -25 or whatever. And that stops them from running on high power all the time. I feel like I'm almost cheating the power system by doing it, because my coolers are just cutting onto high and then cutting out and staying out all the time. They don't go on high power. Unless it's a heat wave, then they all go boom. But anyway, guys, I think that's the tour, and I'm actually really glad nothing happened this time, because last episode we got shruined, and it was kind of awful. And this episode, it was totally mellow. We got the panther and the tortoise shall lie down together. And good night to you, folks. We'll see you all very soon for the next one. Till that time, bye for now.